the unboxing. Oh, yeah. Greetings, followers. It is I, Cardinal Sin, and welcome to another episode of The Unboxing. And I got some pretty cool looking stuff in the mail, so I thought, why not share it? So let's take a look. Now the first thing is this. This is the Matt Smith with the Holographic Clara and the Tardis. And I haven't actually opened this box. And I am going to open this box because toys should be played with, not kept in a box. So I'm going to make sure all of this is ready to open. There we go. Will Cardinal Sin rue the day that he brought the Doctor Who stuff out of the box? Perhaps I will. If we won't go, force it, right? Feels like the cardboard is stuck in. All right. So here we have Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman and the Tardis. Let's take a closer look, shall we? This looks an awful lot like the coat that David Tennant wears. There's your Matt Smith. It kind of looks a little bit like the same coat that David Tennant wears. As far as not the size, but the color and the cut. Bow ties are cool. Bloody microphone. And then, of course, we have ourselves a Tardis. And it has tape on it. Maybe the door's open. Wouldn't that be cool? Man, they really don't want you to get this tape off. Oh, they do open inside. Just like the real thing. There we go. So there is your Tardis. There's your Tardis, see? And last, the Holographic Clara. And it made it so difficult to get out that I pulled her arm out of the socket. But it's not broken, it just has to go back in. For some reason, these arms are back. Let's see how hard it is to get it back in. Okay. So there is your Holographic Clara. She's sort of translucent. That's a very nice Tardis. And the doors do open in. Pretty cool, eh? You can see the center console back there. Because it's bigger on the inside, you see. Now, how do you get them to close? One has to close before the other one, right? If you close one, you can't close the other. This is nonsense. There we go. So there's your time and relative dimensions and space. Whoop, warp, whoop, whoop. Bum, 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 bum. So I'll deal with you later. And I might just leave David Tennant up here just for, what do they call it? Shits and giggles? Is that right? I don't know what you call it. Center in the frame, son. There we go. There. Okay. Now this is very cool. And it's one of those easy open ones that I can never easily open. This got wedged into my mailbox and I almost destroyed my mailbox getting it out. Okay, so more packaging, more tape. I mean, God forbid anything should happen to it when it's on the way here. Yes, must cut all the tape, probably. I listened to Doomcock's James Mason last night. It was so much better than mine. He is such a talented voice actor. Just stuff in general. He's got an amazing voice. Great friend. Very happy to count him among my personal friends. And he gave me a nice shout out and asked for people to subscribe to my channel. And I am getting ready to have my 700 subscriber celebration next week, probably between Thursday and Saturday. It's kind of looking like Thursday, which is fine. So what did we get here? We got stuff from indieplanet.com. And let's see what we have here. So, we have issue number 1 of Douglas Nelson's Night Knight. This is his takeoff on Batman. And Sun King, which will be coming out soon, is going to be his take on Superman. And this is Night Knight number 2. And this is all done by Douglas Nelson, who, as we all know, is a brilliant artist and comedian. And this is really funny stuff. It looks like a real comic. Oh, sorry, David. Kind of hard to see. Anyway, so I got some copies of those. 5 of each, to be exact. Which is nice. Alright, now what is this? And does it have an easy open? It looks like it's supposed to, but these almost always don't work. Well, go from one side. Maybe if I go from the other, it'll meet in the middle. Hey, what do you know? I defeated the packaging. What is this? Ooh. Let's take this out of the box so there won't be any glare. But this is brand new in the shrink wrap. And yes, I bought this on eBay. The BBC didn't make any money for me. It's a third party. And this is kind of legendary, actually. I ordered Dark Eyes, which is a Paul McGann Doctor Who audio adventure. And I ordered Dark Eyes 2, Dark Eyes 3, and Dark Eyes 4. And this is what we're talking about right here. And it's got 4 discs in there. Let's take a quick look and see. So, Dark Eyes 2, The Traitor. The White Room. Doesn't Paul McGann just look great? Time's Horizon. And Eyes of the Master. So those look pretty cool. Oh wow, this one's like a double disc. And they're both upside down. Boy, that actress looks really familiar. So there's the first disc with some notes. There's the second disc. Behind the scenes documentary. And I personally think that Paul McGann should get his own series. Let them spin off, 3 seasons of the 8th Doctor's adventures. And sooner rather than later, because Paul McGann's not getting any younger. Alright, now we have something I know you're really going to like. And now it's something... Now it's time for something we know you'll really like. Again. Only men of a certain age will understand that. Now this is from Eagle Moss. So before I open it, I want to see who's here and what kind of snarky fucking comments they've made. Mr. MH is here. Happy Cardinal soon, happy Passover to you, and happy Easter too. Hope you're well, mate. Well, back at ya. Derek McManus is here. Good afternoon. Clara abuse. Oh no. Cool figures. Victorian Clara. It's bigger on the outside. That's certainly true. And the lovely Sherry is here. Hello, hello, hello. So, this is the Eagle Moss situation. It looks like it's in a really big bag. It's folded in half. And indeed, that's the case. What could this be? This is more of an unbagging, actually. Oh, cool. It is the Battlestar Galactica Shipyards Encyclopedia of Battlestar Galactica Ships. And this is a very fancy volume. So I want to be careful where I cut. I have to keep this sticker because it says featuring 39 ships from the original and reimagined series, detailed CG illustrations, official reference. And since, as you can see back there, I'm collecting Battlestar Galactica stuff, This will be the most welcome addition, a most welcome addition to my collection. If I can figure out how to cut that. Anyway, I'll take care of that later. No need to waste your time with that. So check it out. Pretty cool, huh? Let's see what we have in here. Don't want to flip and race through it too much, but I think I'm going to like this. All different sides of the Viper. This is the Husker Mark IV, the one that Lieutenant William Adama flew. Valkyrie. And what a great series this was. Incredible special effects, great music, great writing. God, I wish we had something like this on TV today. Now that the Expanse is gone, they really should, well, I'm sure it's streaming somewhere, but I have the entire series. That's the Osiris. Loki. I didn't know that there was a ship called Loki. I'll have to tell Loki about that. Of Loki's Mornings of Mischief fame. And here you've got an old school Cylon Raider. And it's got the illustrations for that. Attack and Defense. Chapter 2, the Reimagined Series. So here's the Galactica. Bloody microphone. So much cool stuff in here. Here's the Mark II Viper. And the Viper Mark VII, which I have right over there. Right above the Live Long and Prosper sign. And boy, just all kinds of cool stuff. This is an interesting looking ship. The Blackbird. Looks like they went to a lot of time and effort to get this right. And it's on wonderful paper. And makes a great coffee table. This is the Pegasus. That's why I said table. Would make a great coffee table book. It's filled with facts and all kinds of wonderful, brilliant art. I think this is a pretty cool book. I would say this is maybe among the best books that I've unboxed, And this is the modern base star. For any of you that haven't seen the series, you get a good look at the ships and designs. And if you haven't seen the series, you should go right out and pick it up. It's the best science fiction show there's been on in a very long time. Better than The Expanse, in my personal humble opinion. And Rui is in the house. Hello, Cardinal. Hello to all. Greetings from Portugal. Cool. You'll have to tell me, Rui, if in Portuguese it's pronounced portuguese. Is that correct? I know it sounds Italian, but there's a modern Cylon Raider with the eye that goes back and forth. I'll tell you what, the original Battlestar Galactica was so cool. When I was a kid, I just geeked out over it entirely. I thought that it was a Star Wars ripoff, but as it turns out, Glenn Larson released it in 1978 and was working on it in 1977. Oh, cool. Scar. A stealthy, oft-resurrected Top Gun Cylon Raider, Scar was the nemesis of the Colonial Fleet's Viper Squadron. Just look at these beautiful illustrations. How cool is that? And there's the Resurrection ship. Now there's one I probably wouldn't buy from Hot Toys, because it just looks like a bunch of lattice work. Also, it'd probably be a lot more money than I can afford. And of course we have Colonial 1, President Rosalind's ship, who, despite being a school teacher, made a damn good president for colonies that were on the run. How cool is that? The Astral Queen. That's a very distinctive looking ship that anyone from the fandom of the series would recognize. It kind of sticks out. The Zephyr. Do you think it rotates? The civilian passenger liner served as the fleet's rest and recreation facility after Cloud 9 was destroyed. Kind of cool looking ship. This is the Celestra. And Cloud 9, to which we were just referring. The Demetrius. You see the face on the front? Does anybody else see that face on the side? Kind of looks like an H.R. Giger biomechanoid with its mouth open. Or is that just me? Let me know in the chat if you see that. You see that face? 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, open mouth with teeth on the top. Anybody else see that? Hail, Captain Trek! Going through my Battlestar Galactica book. I don't remember this one from the series. Maybe it was destroyed early, the flat top. Notice it's got kind of a Star Trek nacelle going there. And after all, Ronald D. Moore worked on TNG and DS9. And there's the Gemini. The Gemini Traveler. The Prometheus. This is just such a nice book. Very clean, clear cut. Lots of great notes. Here we have one of the mining ships. And I defy anybody to watch the first episode of the series itself, the proper series, not the pilot, but the first episode of the TV show is called 33, because the Cylons find the all the fuel, and they kind of park around the base where the mining ship needs to get in. Colonial Shuttle number 2. And I have a lot more stuff coming from Eagle Moss, by the way. Here are the refinery ships. Hail, Gap, Stargate. Greetings. Oh, Chapter 3, the original series. Here we go. Here we go. Such great artwork. So here is the original Galactica, which I don't think they departed too much from that design for the new Galactica. The new one's a little bit better as far as the upgrades. Everybody remember Boxy from the original series, the robot dog? That was the one thing I missed in the reboot. The remake, whatever, the continuation, I guess. And then here are the plans for Galactica from the original series. The Viper Mark 1. Do I own a Viper Mark 1? No, just one from Blood and Chrome. I'll have to get one of those unless they're sold out. Sometimes you snooze, you lose, right? Oh, this is cool. And this is kind of why I thought that the original series was ripped off of Star Wars, even though it wasn't. Because the color scheme is exactly the same as the Rebel, like, TIE fighters. The orange and white, sort of dirty, lived-in look. Oh, cool. I did not know that. Muffet, the original Battlestar Galactica dog, is on pre-order on Eagle Moss at Carlson. Well, thank you, Gap Stargate. I appreciate that. I wonder if they're going to get into Galactica 1980. Now this was the scariest thing for me when I was a kid, watching the original Battlestar Galactica. When these base stars showed up, you know you were doomed. And if you look at this photo here, you can see what I mean. It's like two flying saucers on top of one another, or one flying saucer on top of another. Cylon Society. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty cool, eh? I sound like a Canadian. Hey, Jedi Bill 797. Good to see you, my friend. Cylon Raider. By your command. That's pretty good for not having a voice modulator, if I do say so myself. And I do say so myself. Battling Galactica. Here's some more images. And Gap Stargate says, Cardinal Sin, if some of the models seem like they're not available, get on the wait list. I've waited 8 months, but I'm going to get Galactica 2004 version. They just shipped it to me. Yeah, actually, I pre-ordered that as well. Now here you've got, hail Steve Mitchum. Here you've got the Vipers in their different incarnations. The Mark 1. Mark 2. And this would be Mark 3, it looks like. And Mark 4. Or was I wrong? Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 7. Viper Evolution. And this is a comparison of the new and the old Battlestar Galactica ships. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Godzilla. You know how every movie, Godzilla gets taller and more powerful. That's just the way they do it. So this is the Battlestar Galactica Encyclopedia of Battlestar Galactica ships, which is very cool. So let's recap. I also picked up Dark Eyes 2, audio adventure with Paul McGann as the Doctor. Hold it straight. Hold it straight. And we have the Matt Smith Doctor and Holographic Clara. And of course our trusty Tardis. And it opens up, but not there. So you can see all inside there. Center console and everything. So I'd say, all in all, that's pretty cool. Come on, close that door. Now close that door. Good. So I'll just put this over here. And I also picked up several issues from my collection of Douglas Nelson's Night Knight, which is his Batman parody, from indieplanet.com. And there's an ad for Sun King, which will be coming up. And of course, I also got 5 copies of Night Knight #2. And this is all written and drawn, obviously, by Douglas Nelson, Mr. Nailsin, whose channel on YouTube is criminally undersubscribed. Please subscribe to Mr. Nailsin or Douglas Nelson. That about wraps it up for this unboxing. Let's see who else we have in the chat. And or what they have to say. Steve Mitchum says, I must be the only person on earth who hasn't seen Doctor Who. Pretty shameful, as my late friend Ron Thornton was the original FX supervisor. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's the deal, Steve Mitchum. Start with the Tom Baker episode Genesis of the Daleks. Then go forward and start watching David Tennant, and then rinse, repeat. Just kind of go forward every other episode. Or if you really want to dive right in, you can start with John Pertwee. I recommend people start with John Pertwee because it's in color and the writing is good. It's got the same production team that was on most of Tom Baker's episodes. And as we all know, Tom Baker is widely hailed as the best of the doctors. He was certainly on there the longest at 7 years. Steve Mitchum, do you have a DVD player? Thank you, Gap. There's Douglas Nelson's channel. I think it's streaming on BritBox, but only the classic episodes. You might be able to catch it on BBC America, or obviously the BBC. But I'll get you started. I have 2 copies of Genesis of the Daleks. So get in touch with me, Steve Mitchum. Right there. Send me your mailing address and I'll send you a DVD of Genesis of the Daleks. So it'll be an easy start for you. And that's all I've got for today. I did pick up, by the way, Witcher, the Enhanced Edition. Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings. And The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, which has an abundance of discs. For example, discs 1 and 2, discs 3 and 4, discs 5 and 6. So that's a big game. But first I have to play The Witcher, the Enhanced Edition, which came with the DVD that I watched. And they really did go through and remaster the whole thing. It's amazing. And look who they brought back. Atari. How cool is that? I haven't seen the Atari logo show up on a game in a long time. And I will be having my 700 subscriber celebration next week. Maybe on Thursday, depending on when it works for everybody else. But it's going to be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday of next week, depending on when people can be here. I'm planning on having some special guests, so I hope you all can be here for that. And that's it for this episode of The Unboxing.
It's the unboxing.